Students, today's topic is cables. It belongs to theory of structure 1 and it is definitely the analysis of cables. The case taken over here is that we have a 110 meters of span which has a cable over here which is subjected to two applied loads. One is at C, that is 100 kilonewton, and the second one is at D, which is 200 kilonewtons. And under the application of these loads, approximately the cable has taken this shape. This indigo color line is representing the cable. Now, the basic assumptions in cables are that cable is taken as a 100% flexible material, number one, and number two is that it is non-extendable, that its length after the application of the loads will remain the same. The first assumption, the implication of the first assumption is that if it is 100% flexible, which means that it does not accommodate bending moment and shear force on it, and it does not resist them. Basically, the cables, you must remember, in civil engineering solutions are used to gap the larger spans, right, where the construction of piers is difficult. The gaps are such that you cannot do any construction activity at the bed of those gaps. Then we resort to the cable structures. Now, cable structures are of different kinds. They are like suspension bridges, high tension wires, and you will see many uses of these cables. Cable stayed bridges, and then there are categories in cable stayed bridges as well, that how we are utilizing the cable to support our weight or to cover the gap. Now over here when we talk of the analysis, that necessarily means finding out the unknown forces which are there, but we do not know them mathematically, that what is their quantity and what is their nature. When a cable is subjected to such type of arrangement, that it is pinned at A and B, and it has been loaded at C and D, and it has taken this shape. Now we systematically try to first qualitatively find out that what are the unknowns over here, and then we see that what is available to us mathematically to find out those unknowns, starting from the reactions, which are the unknown external forces resulted due to our response function of the applied loads. And if we see that this sport, it must have two unknown reactions, that is a vertical reaction over here, let's call it AY, and a horizontal reaction over here, AX. Now please remember, cable has some analogy with the truss and some analogy with the arches. It is taken reverse of an arch, right? And as far as the points of application of load are concerned, they have an analogy with the truss. As in case of truss, we assume that all the applied loads are applied on the frictionless joints. Over here as well, wherever the load is applied, we take that point like truss joint, that it is a frictionless joint, meaning by that it gives us availability of two equilibrium equations, that is sigma fx is equal to 0 and sigma fy is equal to 0, and it does not accommodate any kind of bending moment over there. So two unknowns over here and two unknowns at spot B, that is by and say bx. The analogy with the truss is that the analogy with the arch is that arch has the horizontal reaction at the supports, and same is the case with the cable structures, that they also have the horizontal reactions at the support, but the difference is between arch and cable is that the horizontal reactions of the arch are inward, whereas the horizontal reactions of the cable are outwards. Right? Now these, so far we have recognized four unknowns in terms of reactions, in the form of reactions at the supports. Of course, when cable is subjected to load, it must be having tension, and every segment will be having a different value of tension as compared to the other. Now if we take this AC segment, this must be having tension like this, arrows, let's call it T1, arrows inward, and the section similarly CD will be having tension say T2, and section DB will be having also a tension with inward arrows, showing inward arrows, because something is trying to pull this cable outward and cable is reacting inwardly. That's why the arrows over here are inward. Now the total unknowns are 4 reactions and 3 types of tensions. These are 7 reactions, 7 unknowns we have recognized so far. Right? 2 more unknowns are there. Those are the deflections at the point of application of loads. Say this one, if we call this distance as say YC, this is vertical deflection of C from the horizontal point, which is at the same level joining the supports. This is the horizontal deflection at C, and similarly the horizontal deflection at Y at D is denoted as YD up to this point. Now the total number of unknowns are fully recognized. They are 4 reactions plus 3 tensions, 7 plus 2 deflections at the points of application of the load. Total unknowns are 9 to be found out. When we have found these unknowns, we will say that this cable structure is analyzed. Now let's see, in order to find out these reactions, these unknowns, how many equations of equilibrium available are to us. Now 2 equations available over here, 2 over here, 2 over here and 2 over here at 4 places, meaning by that number of unknowns are 9 minus equations available are 8. So there is deficit of 1. And you all know that the stage which we are passing through in the course of civil engineering is that we are at the stage of analyzing the determinate structures, where number of unknowns in a structure are equal to the equations of equilibrium available. Hence, this is beyond our preview so far. So we will have to eliminate this deficit of one equation. Now, how can we do that is that we assume one of the vertical distance over here and finish this deficit. Let's say that we assume that deflection at YD is, say, 40 meters. Now the number of unknowns instead of 8 become 8, and our deficit is now 0. Hence, within our scope, within our preview. Now, having 8 equations of equilibrium available and 8 unknowns, we proceed further. Over here, as SOPs, the first of the unknowns which get the priority are the reactions. Now, finding out the first of all vertical reactions, that is AY and BY, we take moment at any one of these spots, and we find out one of the reactions, say taking moment at B to find out reactions. So sigma and B is equal to 0, and let's say clockwise is positive. Now we take moment over here. If clockwise is positive, AY is trying to move it clockwise, so the equation over here shall be AY into the total span, that is 110 meters minus 100 into this moment arm is 80 meters minus 200 into the moment arm is 30. 200 into 30 is equal to 0. This gives us that AY is equal to 127.27 kilonewtons. So over here AY is 127.27 kilonewtons. Now finding out BY is even easier, that is making the free body diagram of whole of the structure and applying sigma Fy is equal to 0, meaning by that if downward forces are positive, that is 200 plus 100 minus 127.27 should be equal to By. So By from here is 172.72 kilonewtons. We have found two of the vertical reactions over here. Now we move towards finding out the horizontal reaction at this port, that is AX and BX. Since there is no other horizontal force, applied force acting on this cable structure, therefore these two reactions have to be equal and opposite. Finding out one means finding out second as well. So in order to find out any one of the reaction, we consider a structure up to point C or D and take the moment over here, ignoring the other side, only coming from this side. So if we take MC, now this we are trying to find out AX. Taking moment at C, and say positive moment is clockwise. So over here, considering all the forces on left side, there are two forces, that is AY is trying to move it clockwise. So AY is 127.27 into its moment arm. This one, alright. Over here, there is a problem. We should not choose this point, rather we should choose D and move from this side, because this moment arm for AX is not known to us. So over here we have all the quantities available. So choosing the AX is a wrong choice. We go for BX and take the moment at instead at D. So over here now we have all the forces known to us except BX, and we know the moment arm of these forces as well. For BY, the moment arm is into 30. If anti-clockwise is negative, it is trying to move it anti-clockwise, and BX is trying to move it clockwise. So plus BX into the moment arm is 40 meters. So is equal to 0. So Bx from here, By is 172.72 kilonewtons. So hence from here we find out the value of Bx, which is 129.57 kilonewtons. And applying the sigma Fx is equal to 0 on whole of the structure, we find out that Bx should be equal to Ax. So same is the value for Ax as well. So it is 129.57 and Bx is also 129.57. So out of 8 unknown values, we have found out 4 of them and 4 are left. Out of those 4 which are remaining 4, 3 are the tensions in different segments. So let's move on and find out the tension in these segments. Then what are those tensions over here? Say, in order to find out T1, that is tension in segment AC. If you concentrate over here, the vertical component of this tension force, that is, if this is AY 127.27 acting upward, at this joint, if we say sigma Fy is equal to 0, then the vertical component of T1 should equal this vertical component of AY, that is 127.27, and the horizontal component over here should be equal to the AX, that is 129.57. So if we know the horizontal and vertical component, then finding out T1 is easier, that is T1 is equal to 129.57 whole square plus 127.27 whole square under root, and this gives us the value of T1, that is 181.57 kilonewton. So this T1 is 181.57. From here onward, the next quantity to be easier to find out is on the similar manner is this T3. So the horizontal component of T3 should be equal and opposite to the Bx, that is 129.57, and the vertical component over here should be equal to sigma Fy is equal to 0. If we apply sigma Fy is equal to 0 at joint B, then it is 172.72. So finding out T3 over here, shall give us, if T3 should be equal to 129.57 whole square plus the vertical component is 172.72 whole square is equal to 216.9 kilonewtons. So T3 is 216.9 kilonewtons. Now out of 8 unknown forces, we have found out 1, 2 and 4, that is 6. Now the leftover are this YC and T2. Pause. Now finding out the 7th unknown, that is tension in portion CD. Over here if you see that if we apply sigma Fx is equal to 0 at D or at C, meaning by that horizontal component of this cable is 100% accommodated in the horizontal component of this cable, whereas the vertical component are not the same because over here there is a applied load as well in the gravitational direction. So let's see that what are these unknowns. You see, if we take this horizontal component of T2 over here, it should be equal to the horizontal component of T3 over here. So the horizontal component of T3 is 129.57. So this is also 129.57. Whereas if we apply the sigma Fy, sigma Fy is equal to 0 at D, then if we take downward forces as positive, then the upward force over here is, in case of T2, let's have a azan break. Now if you concentrate on joint D over here, now over here if you apply sigma Fy is equal to 0 at this joint, this T2y, that is the y component of tension 2, and the y component of T3, that is 172.72 acting upward, are in the same direction. So let's say that T2y plus 172.72 minus 200, which is at the same joint but in opposite direction, is equal to 0. This will give us T2y is equal to, say, 200 minus 172 is, I think so, 27 point something. It is 27 point, right, whatsoever it is, 27.27 kilonewton. Now, knowing the horizontal and component and vertical component of T2, we can now find out T2 over here. Say this is T2 is 27.28, it is 28 whole square plus the second component, which is horizontal component, is 129.57 whole square under root shall give us the value of tension in portion CD, and tension in portion CD is 32 kilonewtons. 132 kilonewtons. Now, out of 8 unknown values, we have found out 7, that is 4 reactions and 3 tensions in different segments. So, only one unknown is left, that is this YC, this distance, that how much it has sagged or how much there is a vertical deflection at point C. Now, knowing all other values except this distance, it is very easy to find out YC. So, finding out distance YC. For this, if we take one side forces and take moment over here, you would appreciate that it is AY. So, to find out this, we will have MC is equal to 0, and let's have clockwise as positive. So, over here, AY is causing a clockwise movement over here, AY into this distance is 30 meters minus AX into this unknown distance, that is AX multiplied by YC is equal to 0. So from here YC is equal to AY is 127.27 multiplied by 30 and divided by AX is 129.57. This will give us some value nearer to the 30 but little less than 30, that is YC is 29.5 meters. So it is YC is 29.5 meters. Now hence we reach at the end of our analysis so far, that is we have found all the 8 unknowns, hence this cable structure stands analyzed. Thank you.